All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol FCEL, Fuelcell Energy Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And let's jump into this chart. So, Fuelcell Energy Inc. has actually been in a slight up run and then fell. So there's a big tug of war going on here. We can clearly see that. This actually hit the 50-day moving average, fell back down, wasn't able to break through resistance, and is hanging out kind of back at a break-even point before this slight run. So when you look at it on a zoomed out perspective, it's actually in a sideways movement, but every time slowly hitting newer lows. So we need to watch this closely. So very important to me right now is the 50-day moving average, which is 793. That is signifying that the bulls need to break through that to get back into bullish territory. Now, that is very important. On the other hand, we are below it and we're in bearish territory. And if the bears continue to pull this down, they're going to break through lower supports. So we're going to look at the support levels based off the last couple hours of the day and how this reacted. But we need to look at this narrowed in and zoomed out a little bit. So let's go ahead and get these points to their new location. And this is the highest point before the fall as it was recovering from the big dip, right? And it hit new lows and then it brought itself back up, and this is the lowest points that we saw, and it was nearly touched twice. We're going to look at that in just a moment. So one of the most important resistance levels after breaking through the current resistance level, the 50-day moving average, is the highest point before the fall, and that's 807. I'd write that down. Very important number to keep in mind and pay close attention to. Now, the lowest point reached was down here at 746, and then it bounced back up, hitting this resistance level that we're seeing now as the momentum continued, and then it started to fall back down. So down here at 746, very important support level to keep in mind if support is broken through. So let's get these points to their new location. Now that we know up here and down here what points to keep in mind, let's narrow in and see what's important for tomorrow. As I stated earlier, the 50-day moving average is 793. That definitely needs to be broken through, but before getting there, the resistance level will be broken through by the bulls. If they accomplish that, they can start to work their way up. So let's look at our support. The support here is 763. 763, if that gets broken through, and we're currently at 770, this could be on its way down to newer lows, newer support levels, and getting much further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. So then that's why we have this point down here as a reference to see at 746 how the stock is reacting between support and the next support, and are the bulls trying to reappear and bring this back up. Very, very important to analyze that and pay close attention to it. Now, on the other hand, we have our resistance. Our resistance is 791. This is a point of reference that the bulls want to break through, but it doesn't signify that they've gained control. They don't gain control over the chart until they actually pull away from the 50-day moving average deeper into bullish territory. But they need to break through this resistance to get to the next steps and turn it into a support. So I want every single investor to be aware of that. Now, 791 is not a guarantee, and I want every single investor to be aware of that as well, that the bulls are going to make it into bullish territory. This is just an indicator for us investors that the stock is working its way up, where the momentum is heading, and if the bulls can turn it into a support, they're not that far away from the 50-day moving average with the possibility of getting into bullish territory. So I want every single investor to be completely aware of that and pay close attention to how the stock's reacting. But I want every single investor to know that breaking through this resistance does not signify that the bulls are guaranteed to make it into the bullish territory over the 50-day moving average. Now, right now, currently, 791 is not that far from the 50-day moving average, which could be a step closer for the bulls to break out of the bearish territory by turning it into a support and breaking away from it to newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And thank you guys so much for watching, And don't forget to hit that like button to let me know you watch this video. Let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. And in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened. And I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here. And I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it. Anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up. And these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits. And like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like for example, this was one of the last pump dates. And the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11. And the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88. And it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump. And there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps. And it was down here at 33.02 and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out. See for yourselves. And my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.